Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. First, the headlines. Pakistan and Indonesia have agreed to strengthen cooperation in diverse fields, including defense, security, and economy. Prime Minister has urged World Bank to help resolve a water dispute between Pakistan and India under the Indus Water Treaty. Defense Minister says due to GSP plus regime, Pakistan's exports to EU have risen by 39%. Pakistan has condemned a suicide attack in Kabul in which 63 people were killed today. AJK President says India wants to suppress the indigenous Kashmir liberation movement through use of brute force. North Korea has condemned latest US sanctions against its nuclear weapons program. Third and final T20 between Pakistan and New Zealand will be played at Mount Maunganui tomorrow. Pakistan and Indonesia have agreed to strengthen cooperation in diverse fields, including defense, security, and economy. The understanding came at a meeting between Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi and Indonesian President Joko Widodo during talks in Islamabad today. The two leaders observed that the people of Pakistan and Indonesia share deep political, cultural, religious ties and respect for democratic values. Being the largest countries in the Islamic world, they stand together for their progress, prosperity, stability, security, and territorial integrity. It was agreed to establish a joint committee under the bilateral agreement on defense cooperation. The two leaders agreed to intensify counterterrorism cooperation. They also agreed to support each other in building their respective anti-terrorism capabilities. The two sides agreed to maintain close high-level exchanges which would provide guidance to sustainable development of bilateral relationship. The two sides agreed to further enhance strategic communication and coordination to safeguard their common interests. Prime Minister Abbasi briefed President Widodo on Pakistan's efforts to enhance regional connectivity and development, including through China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Both sides recognize that Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process is a must for the stability and development in Afghanistan. Prime Minister Abbasi briefed President Widodo on Pakistan's efforts to promote peace and reconciliation in Afghanistan. Pakistan and Indonesia have signed different memorandums of understanding to boost the bilateral trade ties. Minister for Power Awais Ahmad Laghari, Minister for Commerce Muhammad Pervez Malik and their Indonesian counterparts Ignatius Jonan and Ingratiasto Lokito signed the documents. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi and Indonesian President Joko Widodo witnessed the signing ceremony. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi has urged the World Bank to help resolve a water dispute between Pakistan and India by effectively playing the role mandated to it under Indus Water Treaty. He was talking to a delegation of World Bank headed by its regional vice president, Ms. Annette Dixon, in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister emphasized that Pakistan looks forward to World Bank's support in the timely completion of the ongoing developmental projects. He informed the delegation of the overall reform agenda of the present government, which has resulted in revival of the economy, putting economic growth on an upward trajectory. Shahid Khaqan Abbasi said that government is also taking concrete measures to improve ease of doing business in the country. Ms. Annette Dixon assured the Prime Minister of continued support of the World Bank to Pakistan. Interior Minister Hassan Iqbal says due to effective government measures against terrorism, peace has returned to the country. He was addressing Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Lahore today. He said Pakistan was the worst victim of terrorism in 2013 as most of the businessmen in Karachi were considering to relocate their businesses, but now Karachi is back to normalcy. The Interior Minister said today's Pakistan economic indicators are moving in positive trajectory. Huge foreign and local investment is pouring into the country. Defence Minister Khurram Dastagir Khan says Pakistan's exports to EU have risen 39%. He stated this during a meeting of the South Asia delegation in the European Parliament in Brussels. He said GSP Plus has proved a success for Pakistan since coming into force in January 2014. Khurram Dastagir Khan emphasized that Pakistan-EU cooperation is based on shared values of democracy and rights of citizens. Supreme Court today issued notices to specific media persons to appear at Lahore Registry tomorrow with particular reference to proceedings in Zainab murder case. The media persons who have been summoned in person include Hamid Haroon, Shakilur Rahman, Ms. Ramiza, Fahad Hussain, Aye Rahman, Mujibur Rahman Shami, Kamran Khan, Kashif Abbasi, Hamid Mir, Mia Amir Mahmood, Sarmad Ali and Zia Shahid. A three-member bench of the Apex Court, headed by Chief Justice Mia Saqib Nisar, will hear the case. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has condemned the terrorist attack in Kabul and extended heartfelt condolences to the families of those who lost their lives in this reprehensible act. In a tweet today, the Foreign Office spokesperson said terrorism is not the way forward. In Afghanistan, 40 people were killed and 140 wounded in a suicide car bomb attack near the Interior Ministry building in Kabul today. Taliban claimed the responsibility for the attack. AJK President Sardar Masood Khan called on Chief Minister Punjab Shehbaz Sharif in Lahore today and discussed with him situation in occupied Kashmir and ongoing development activities in Azad Kashmir. AJK President apprised the Chief Minister that Indian armed forces are committing massive human rights violations in the occupied valley. He said children, women and elders are also not safe from the Indian atrocities across the valley. Sardar Masood Khan said that India wants to suppress the indigenous Kashmir liberation movement through the use of brute force. In occupied Kashmir, 2 civilians were killed and several others injured after Indian troops opened fire on peaceful protesters in Ganopura area of Shopian district today. The troops resorted to indiscriminate firing on demonstrators who were protesting against the recent killing of the 3 youth by the troops, injuring several of them. North Korea has condemned latest US sanctions aimed at curbing development of nuclear weapons. North Korean Foreign Minister spokesman in a report said the sanctions are a manifestation of heinous intention to aggravate the situation. It also said that United States should stop such anachronistic policy towards North Korea. Saudi Arabian billionaire Prince Al-Walid bin Talal has been released from detention after more than 2 months. He was taken into custody in the kingdom's sweeping crackdown on corruption. Syrian government and opposition have agreed in a ceasefire in rebel-held eastern Ghouta countryside of the capital Damascus during talks at Vienna, Austria. The ceasefire ended a 2-month escalation between government forces and rebels in the eastern Ghouta region. Both sides also agreed on entry of humanitarian aid into the besieged areas and exchange of detainees. In Yemen, 7 suspect Al-Qaeda militants were killed in a U.S. drone attack in southern Shabwa province today. Third and final T20 between Pakistan and New Zealand will be played at Mount Maunganui tomorrow. 3-match series is levelled by 1-1. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. Rain thunderstorm with snowfall over the hills is expected at isolated places in Malakand, Mardan, Quetta divisions and Fatah. Dense fog is expected in plain areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh during night and morning hours. To end the news, here once again are the headlines. Pakistan and Indonesia have agreed to strengthen cooperation in diverse fields, including defense, security and economy. Prime Minister has urged World Bank to resolve a water dispute between Pakistan and India under the Indus Water Treaty. Defense Minister says due to GSP Plus regime, Pakistan's exports to EU have risen by 39%. Pakistan has condemned suicide attack in Kabul in which 163 people were killed today. AJK President says India wants to suppress the indigenous Kashmir liberation movement through use of brute force. North Korea has condemned latest US sanctions against its nuclear weapons program. Third and final T20 between Pakistan and New Zealand will be played at Mount Mugambi tomorrow. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio.